Hey everyone! Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Finally! You heard it right, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell now because today we're diving into a truly unexpected turn of events. The beloved actress Shen Yue has spoken out about her marriage life in a recent interview. Yes, marriage life. So let's unpack what she revealed, what's been swirling behind the scenes, and what this means for her future. Shen Yue, known for her radiant smile, her breakout role, and her carefully curated public image, has always kept her personal life tightly under wraps. So when whispers began circulating about a major shift in her status, fans held their breath. According to some sources, there were reports of her entering into marriage in early 2025. Celodrama. +1. But here's the catch, numerous outlets flagged the reports as unconfirmed, noting there was no official announcement, and calling into question whether those claims were reliable. Trutherfake.com. +1. So, the stage was set, public curiosity, speculation, rumors, and now, an interview where Shen Yue at last speaks out. In the headline-grabbing interview, Shen Yue took a rare plunge into her private world. She didn't just comment on a role or upcoming project. She addressed the questions that had been buzzing for months: her relationship status, her emotional well-being, her vision of life beyond the spotlight. When asked directly about her marital status, she paused, took a breath, and responded with measured honesty. She clarified that while there had been speculation regarding a wedding in early 2025, what mattered to her wasn't the public label but the authenticity of her connection. Reports that she married co-star Dylan Wong were widely circulated, but remain unverified. Celodrama. +1. She said, "Marriage to me isn't a ceremony or a headline. It's a commitment, a truth you live, not just a moment you announce." Her words instantly made headlines, and raised more questions. What commitment was she referring to? When did it begin? With whom? And does marriage mean the formal/legal kind, or something more personal and private? Shen Yue went on to paint a picture of daily life that sounded quiet yet profound. She disclosed that she had chosen to step away, at least in part, from the constant glare of public life. She spoke about long evenings spent talking, accompanied by laughter and reflection, a far cry from red carpet glamour, but to her, infinitely more meaningful. She admitted that balancing her career ambitions and personal desires hasn't been easy. For years, she said, she held up the polished facade, smiling for cameras, promoting films, engaging fans. But inside, she was longing for real connection. When she referenced marriage, she implied it was less about the event and more about the journey: two people, mutual respect, shared growth. She said, "If you ask me, how do I know when I'm married? I'll say, the day I stopped treating you like the press might catch us, and started treating you like my partner in this life." She added that for her, that turning point arrived in late 2024, quietly, privately, and set her on a new path. Of course, the public sphere had its own ideas. Fans, media outlets, social media sleuths, everyone had a theory. The alleged ceremony, the rumored spouse, the symbolism of rings and shared moments. Some outlets claimed full confirmation of the wedding. Celodrama. +1. But Shen Yue's approach was refreshingly different. She gently but firmly reminded us that fame doesn't erase the need for privacy. She said that being married didn't mean becoming a public spectacle, rather it meant reclaiming her personal narrative. She acknowledged the toll of being under constant observation, the expectation to always look perfect, to always say the right thing, to always be vibrant and accessible. And in that interview, she admitted she'd been exhausted. She needed time, to breathe, to reflect, to choose. When asked, "What's changed since you made that private commitment?" she smiled and said, "I wake up and I know someone knows the real me, not the persona, but me. And oddly that makes me more ready to face cameras, to act again, to be visible, but on my own terms." Emotionally, the interview revealed layers. She confessed she sometimes felt guilty, for stepping away from the spotlight, for not posting, for not being the ever-present pop idol her fans might hope for. But she said she realized guilt wasn't the answer, honesty was. She talked about support from family and close friends, the conversations held at midnight, the reassuring message, "You deserve your own story." She admitted there were tears, there were doubts, but above all, there was relief. She described a pivotal moment, a shared laugh with her partner while watching one of her dramas. The line was played, the audience applauded, and instead of feeling pride at the attention she had once craved, she felt gratitude for someone else's presence beside her. She said, "In that moment I thought, this is what it means to journey with someone." And that's when the title Marriage Life took on meaning for her. It wasn't the wedding gown, the event, the announcement, it was the life. The everyday. The mundane and the magical. The unfiltered interplay of two worlds, one public, one personal. Shen Yue didn't stop making moves in her career. She said the shift in her personal life actually gave her more creative freedom. She no longer felt she had to tilt every project toward fan service or public expectation. She said, "Now I ask, does this role challenge me? Does it speak truth? Does it allow me to grow, and yes, can I balance it with the life I chose?" She teased upcoming projects, hinted at exploring more serious themes, even talked about possibly moving behind the camera someday. But she re-emphasized, "My marriage life doesn't mean I'm slowing down, it means I'm anchoring myself before I leap." Others simply said, "Finally, she's at peace." Of course, some skeptics remained. They questioned the marriage claim, citing earlier fact checks that found no verified documentation. Trutherfake.com. Some called the interview a soft confirmation rather than a full announcement. But Shen Yue's response to all of this was pointed and calm. "If you need proof, I'll give you my work. If you need serenity, I'll give you this life." In short, the narrative shifted from "Did she get married?" to "Is she happy?" And by her own reckoning, the answer is yes. What can we learn from this? Several things. That even amid glitz and public expectation, people need authenticity. That defining one's personal life doesn't require public permission, just personal clarity. That marriage, for some, isn't an event, it's an evolving journey. And most importantly, that when someone as visible as Shen Yue chooses to speak about the unseen parts of their life, it invites all of us to reflect on our own hidden stories. So here's the call to action. If you've made it this far into the script, thank you. But do yourself a favor, take a moment, subscribe for more content like this, and share this interview breakdown if you know someone who loves celebrity culture and the human stories behind it. Because this isn't just about a star, it's about real life in the spotlight. In the end, Shen Yue's decision to speak out on her marriage life wasn't a megaphone moment, it was a breath exhale. A choice to live on her own terms. And if you're watching, you're part of the audience that gets to witness, not judge, but witness, the next chapter. Thank you for watching. And remember, the story behind the story often matters more than the flashing headlines. Until next time.